We're back here with Donovan Morgan. We're here at Pro Wrestling Iron Show with Donovan Morgan taking on Bison Smith for the IWC Pro Wrestling Iron title. So, did you help train Bison Smith or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I helped train him. I believe he came to the wrestling school I was working for in 1998, actually. And myself and Mike Modest worked with him quite frequently. And Bison was just one of those guys. He took time to, do some more jumping jacks. You need it. This is probably, I was about 230 here, so I've dropped about 15 pounds since this this match. But yeah, Bison was one of those guys. Like, he just needed time to really hone his craft. And once he figured out what wrestling was all about, you know, he really stepped it up, and he hasn't looked back since. You know, he's gone to Japan, wrestled there, he's wrestling currently for IWA in Puerto Rico, won the heavyweight belt over there, so he is you know, on a tear right now.
So is there any like hesitance or any jealousy towards him, maybe because since he got, you know, some title shots in Japan and Puerto Rico maybe before you did, or anything like that? Or
you know what, as far as just to be honest with you, you know, not talking in a wrestling sense, but talking as in a you know, a shoot sense, to where, you know, it's good for everybody, especially at Pro Wrestling Iron. If he gets somewhere that I don't, it's good, because eventually it's going to pay off. It's going to help me some way, and you know, it's like I was the one, myself and Mike Modest were the ones that hooked up with Pro Wrestling Noah, and Bison was one that benefited from it. So, you know, we kind of scratch each other's back. The one thing, if you're talking about like ring psychology, you know, once you step in the ring, it's a whole different ball game, as opposed to being, you know, being at a restaurant. You know, this is a competition, so you have to kind of play mind games, and I know Bison very well. I know him backwards and forwards, and right here, you see me, you know, leaving the ring, because basically what it's going to do is it's going to, you know, raise his hackles, and it's going to get him angry, and he's going to, you know, it's going to make him angry, and I'm going to take advantage of him losing his temper. And it's basically what I'm trying to do right now.
cool. Who's this big guy you're talking to? Probably many fans might not know who the big guy you're talking to on screen right now.
That's my manager, Eddie Corvin. He's a big part of Pro Wrestling Iron, not only, you know, at ringside with me, but also, you know, in the office and stuff, and he helps out. He's really added a lot to Pro Wrestling Iron, has brought a lot of good things to the table, so I went ahead and made him my right-hand man.
Cool, cool. So you're talking about more into your strategy against Bison. What about more into the strategy? What do you have to do to take this big guy down and pin him for the title?
Well, basically, I think what I had in mind here with this match was I was going to go after his knee, because that's one of the things that with a big guy, you need to take their wheels out from under him. And once you do that, you can really punish the knee. And right here, you see Bison, he's losing his cool. I used it to my advantage, you know, gave him a cheap shot over the referee's head. Now I'm taking it to him outside on the floor. Actually shows you what great shape he's in, and how he didn't let that affect him. You know, it's going to take more than one punch to the head to bring a guy like that down. So right now I'm talking to Eddie on the outside, and I believe what the strategy we came up with here is go after his leg. So we'll see if that comes to pass here in a few minutes.
Yes, exactly. Now it's like, you know, Pro Wrestling Iron has a big crowd, but you wrestle, and probably some people don't know, like a lot of indie wrestlers wrestle in big crowds internationally. Just because, you know, they wrestle in indies and may have like hundreds of people, but people that wrestle in Japan and Mexico wrestle in tens and thousands of people.
Yeah. The most that I've ever wrestled in front of in Japan was about 17,000 people at the Budokan Arena, right? In the Budokan Arena, a lot of famous concerts have gone there. Metallica's played there. Ozzy Osbourne even has a CD from the Budokan, and Cheap Trick's like best concert I guess ever was at the Budokan. So it's a real legendary arena. But yeah, it's something else to wrestle in front of, you know, 16,500 people. I mean, it's a rush, you know, you won't forget.
Now, you've been all over the wrestling scene. Who do you like wrestling more? You like wrestling big, agile guys like Bison Smith, or someone more your size?
You know what? I like wrestling. I really, to be honest with you, I like wrestling both sizes, because there's a different mind approach you have to take with a bigger guy as opposed to a smaller guy. And like, take my weight here, for example. You know, I'm probably the fattest I've ever been in this match, and it was really affected me in a negative way trying to wrestle a guy that's this big and in that good of shape. I mean, Bison's 275 pounds, but he's moving faster than I am at 230, you know, and part of that has to do with the athlete he is. You know, he played center for the Colorado Buffaloes, but you know, I like wrestling small guys too because I can use the fact that I'm bigger than them to my advantage as well. So there's different ways you have to approach it mind-wise when you go into a match, but I like both of them equally as much.
Well, that's good. Like you said before, you're taking out the knee right now, talking to your manager, Eddie, right there, smashing you. Little Lelands by the referees. Now, for Pro Wrestling Iron, in this case, many fans haven't watched. There's not a lot of interference, not a lot of the ref bumps in that. What is your opinion on stuff like that? The interference and the ref bumps and something like that?
Well, it's just like anything. You can see me giving him a corkscrew leg breaker right there and really punishing that knee. My opinion is just like anything. Titles, run-ins, anything like that. If you have a title change hands 50 times in a month, then it really doesn't matter who wins. I mean, the win doesn't mean anything. If you have someone running out every 5 seconds to do a run-in, well, the run-in doesn't mean anything. I tell my guys, you know, if you're angry at someone and you're mad at someone, one of the other wrestlers, and you're thinking about running out, run out when you have good reason to. If he did something to you, like, you know, if he did something to you that was really just underhanded and dirty, maybe a show before or something, and you want to take it to him, yeah, you know, then I can understand that. You know, like if he punched your brother or something, you know, that's something I can understand. But don't just run out there because you want to hound the spotlight. Don't just run out there because you want a title match. Run out there when you know, when he's made you do something and it's called for.
Yeah, making sure everything counts, you know what I mean? It's not just doing it for show.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's one of the reasons now, you know, we have one title. It's the IWC Heavyweight Championship. And the reason we have one title is so everyone can focus on that title and everyone knows that is the one thing that we have that means something. And everyone in our company's fighting for it. And if we had 16 titles, well then everyone would be a champion.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? So that's one of the reasons that we go along that route. And we try and keep it wrestling. You know, we try and keep it more wrestling than show business. And although show business is involved, but again, you see me, you know, keeping it to wrestling, going right back after that. You know, I don't have some broad out at ringside, you know, halfway falling out of a tire, you know. And that's that way the fans can focus on the actual wrestling. Not that, you know, pretty girls aren't nice to look at, you know, because we have a couple of them, but we have their place, you know, in the show. There's a place for that, and right now this is the main event, and that's not the place.
That's exactly. Also talking about girls for Pro Wrestling Iron, Cel Del Rey will be in our next Pile Driver edition. She'll be here in studio for an interview. She'll also be in a match from Big Time Wrestling, her against Melissa, so don't miss that in our next edition. So also we have, what does make your wrestling style? You can see you're a very technical wrestler, going for moves. What makes your style unique compared to other wrestlers?
You know what? I think one of my major high points and really one of the things that's made me go so far in my career is I don't try too much. You know, I stick to what I'm good at. I stick to the basics. And really, when you start learning pro wrestling, the fundamentals are the first things that you learn. If you skip over the fundamentals, you're really going to be, you know, average to poor wrestler at best. And my fundamentals are very good. And I don't try to do anything that I know I can't do. And such as, you know, like moonsaults and stuff like that. So you see Bison, he's got me in the bicentennial. That's his finishing maneuver, but good thing I worked on that knee for almost the whole second half of the match because, you know, it came back to haunt him. And that's the thing, you know, if you get Bison angry, sometimes, you know, the anger will cloud his mind. And he's not, you know, he wasn't thinking about coming down on that knee, but because he did, it took him so long to cover me, I was able to kick out and used it to my advantage.
Exactly. Now here, of course, this took place in September 2003, Lathrop, California. what are some future shows? We have some future shows in Lathrop or maybe some other places?
We're going to start running Lathrop again in July, it looks like. And Lathrop's a great town. You know, we have a good wrestling fan base there, and the fans love us. You know, they love the show because it's not only good family entertainment, but it's also a pure wrestling show. And you're going to see a lot of hard-hitting action, like you just saw right there, the powerbomb off the top rope. But we're going to be doing the Crash Holly Memorial Show in June. A lot of WWE superstars are going to be on that card. A lot of NWA TNA superstars, and possibly some foreign talent as well. So you want to keep checking the website, ProWrestlingIron.com, to find out when the show's going to take place. We should have the date in the next week or so. So keep on the lookout on our website. It's a great way to keep up with news and events and all that, ProWrestlingIron.com.
Oh yeah, exactly. Probably by this airs, it'll probably be announced already by then. So make sure to check the website. We're also in Connecticut, so if you fans, you know, want any tapes or anything like that from Pro Wrestling Iron, check the website. I know tapes will be coming out in the future. So. Oh, nice clothesline by Bison Smith.
Yeah, Bison was done playing around with me right there, and you know, when you've got a 280-pound guy with 22-inch arms, you know, there's no way that I can go toe-to-toe with that. You know, he's definitely going to get the upper hand on me there.
I don't think there's a lot of guys can go toe-to-toe with Bison.
No, not really. And Bison's one of those guys. Bison's like Animal was of the Road Warriors. He reminds me a lot of Animal, but he's also, I think he's a lot more agile than Animal was, and he reminds me of a real young Animal. He's just got everything. You know, there's the claw slam from the top rope, and I wasn't going to get up after that. You know, that didn't knock me out, but it hurt so much on my upper back and shoulders that I wasn't going to kick out of it, because if I did, I probably would have risked severe injury, you know, just trying to get up from that.
Cool. Well, Donovan, thank you very much for being here on PiledriverTV. It's been an honor here. Hopefully good luck in the future. We're going to have in our next edition of PiledriverTV in-studio interview with Sarah Del Rey and Sarah Del Rey versus Melissa for a big-time wrestling show in December 2003. So check that out. See you guys in the near future here on PiledriverTV.